everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be kind of doing a video that is mostly for me, but I thought maybe others might find it interesting. But instead of doing like waiting till the halfway mark to check in on my goals and things, I decided to do like quarterly, because a lot of times I will make a list of goals and challenges and things like that, and then I don't even think about them throughout the rest of the year until like the last 2 or 3 months, and then I'm like, oh no, I forgot to do these. So this is kind of like a check-in for myself to see if I am actually doing anything from these goals that I have or challenges and stuff like that. So the first one I have to talk about is the challenge that Elizabeth from Lizzie Fade Loves Books started, which was the Serious About Series challenge, and we call it the SAS challenge. And for my SAS list, I did. You could either do like, you could do 22 books that you, or series that you want to continue in, or whatever it is, or you could do a list of 20, a list of 20, and then a list of 2 or something like that for 2022. And so I went ahead and did that. So I did a list of 20 series that I'm already in the middle of. I've at least read book 1, and I want to continue on with them. And then I have another list of 20 series that I've always kind of wanted to read, but I haven't ever started them. And so that's on that list. And then I also had 2 middle grade series that I wanted to start and finish in this year. And that's how I did my 2020 and 2. And so far on my 20 series that I want to continue in, I have worked on 6 series. So need to do a little bit better, I think, because I mean, we are in the end of the 3rd month, and I kind of thought I would do a little bit better, but that's okay. But I've read a total of 9 books, so that's not too bad off of that. The first one being Country Club Mysteries by Julie Milharn. I have caught up on this series actually until number 14, Evil Woman, comes out. And if you see me looking over here, it's because I got my notes. And so I read number 12, which is Night Moves, and number 13, which is Lion Eyes. So I am at least caught up on a series until the next one comes out. So, that's pretty good. And then the next series I have is Witchless in Seattle by Dakota Cassidy. I still have 6 left in this series, so I do think it's pretty doable to be able to catch up on this series this year, especially since the audiobooks are really short. And that's how I read the series, is by audiobook. And I read number 8, which is Which Way Did He Go? And number 9, which is Witches Get Stitches. And so the next book that I will be getting to is number 10, which is Witch It Real Good. The titles, they cracked me up. Cozy titles. And then the next one I have is Virgin River Series by Robin Carr. I've been buddy reading this series with my friend, and I only read 1 from this series, but I will also be reading 1 come next month. So I do know at least I'll be continuing with that series. But I have 11 more to go, and we'll be reading number 9, which is Angel's Peak, in April with my friend. But I did read number 8, which was Forbidden Falls. So at least, one's better than none. And then the Gaslight series by Victoria Thompson, which is one that I really want to concentrate on this year, because I really, really want to get caught up on this one. And I have 9 more to go to get caught up on that one. I read number 15, Murder in Chelsea, and number 16, which was Murder in Murphy's Hill. Number 15, I think, is where this series really hit its stride. I did read something about an author's note that she almost kind of wrote herself into a big problem with the 2 main characters and everything, with the dynamics between the 2 of them. And she actually had to ask her readers, help me out here. How can I try to get these 2 together? because he kind of messed things up, and it was really hard to get them together. And so in number 15, you get to find out kind of how things are going to change, and so I really thought that was pretty cool, and I love this series. And so the next one I need to read is number 17, which is Murder on Amsterdam Avenue. So I can't wait. And then the next one I have is the Tony Hill and Carol Jordan series by Val McDermott. I have 9 left, and that's because I have not gotten very far. I'm currently working on number 2, so I'm counting it because I am reading it. And hopefully we'll have it done by the end of the month. And this is The Wire in the Blood by Val McDermott, of course. And so up after this one will be number 3, which is The Torment of Others. And then the last one on this list I have is the Pendergrass series by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. I am currently reading number 3, Cabinets of Curiosity, so I will also have that one finished by the end of the month. So I'm going ahead and counting that, and I have 17 to go. So I probably will not be catching up on this series this year, but I would like to make a nice dent in it. So, and I'm really enjoying this series. It's a lot of fun. So my next set is my 20 that I am starting, like the first book in a series. And one thing I did tell myself is if I start a series, I have to at least read 2 books from that series this year. And I think I'm doing fairly well with that. There is one series that, 1 or 2 series that I've only gotten to the first book, but I mean, there's still plenty of time to get to the other book. So I think I'm doing fairly decent with the ones that I've started, which I have started 11 series off of this list and read 17 books from the series that I have started. So that's not too bad, right? So, yeah. The first one being Lucas Davenport series by John Sanford. This one, Rules of Prey, I've read this month, and I'm meant to pick up Shadow Prey this month, but I just don't think I'm going to have enough time in my month. I kind of got a little burnt out here towards the end and picked too many kind of chunky older series on my mystery list for March Mystery Madness, and I was kind of fizzling out. So I don't think I'm going to get to Shadow Prey, but I will eventually get to it sometime this year. And then I have the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cristeda Cowell. And so I have read 3 books, and this is the 3rd book, How to Speak Dragonese. But I have read How to Train Your Dragon, How to Be a Pirate, and then How to Speak Dragonese. And so next month I will be reading How to Cheat a Dragon's Curse. And these are really cute, really small. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Sherry, which is one of the reasons why this one's I'm doing so well on this, because we're buddy reading 1 a month. So there's 12, so by the end of the year, I will have finished this series. Another one that I am buddy reading with my friend Sherry is Keeper of the Lost City by Shannon Messenger. And so we have read number 1, Keeper of the Lost City, and number 2, Exile. And next month we will be working on number 3, Everblaze. We gave ourselves a month off because we had so many other things that we wanted to do in March that we needed a little break from that one, because the books are really thick. And the next one I have is Grant County by Karen Slaughter. So far, I'm buddy reading this one with my friend too, and so far we have read number 1, Blindsided, and then number 2, which is Kiss Cut, and we will be reading number 3 in April, which is A Faint Cold Fear, which I have right here. I forgot I had it. So, there we go. And then the next one I have is the Jack Reacher series by Lee Child, and I read number 1, which is Killing Floor, and I read number 2, which is Die Trying. And so the next one I need to read off of this one will be Tripwire, and I liked this one. I liked number 2 a lot better, so I am interested in trying maybe another one this year, but I probably won't get too far into this one, and there's a lot, like, I think there's a brand new one that comes out this year, so it's still an ongoing series, and will take me a while to get caught up. The next one is the Lord Peter Whimsy series by Dorothy L. Sayre. I read book number 1, Whose Body? And so the next one I need to read is Clouds of Witness. And I wasn't like a huge fan of this one. I thought it was okay, but I have been told that it gets better as it goes. So I will be trying at least one more from this series this year, because like I said, I do want to at least try 2 books from the series. Another one I have is the Bibliophile Mysteries by Kate Carlisle, and I read number 1, which is Homicide, in hardcover. And if you guys have watched my weekly reading vlogs, you know that I kind of struggled with this one because it just wasn't quite the kind of cozy that I thought it was going to be, and I still am a little leery about it, but I do want to continue on with it now that I know that it's not going to be the type of cozy that I am used to, or the fluffy kind, I guess. And so I will be reading If Books Could Kill sometime in the future. I just don't know exactly when. And another one of those that I was really excited to try, but it was just kind of okay for me, is Booktown Mysteries by Lorna Barrett. I read number 1, which is Murder is Binding. And so I will need to get to Marked for Death sometime this year. And yeah, I gave this one like 3 stars because it was just kind of okay, but I was really hoping to love it because it is it's about a town that like is centered on books. Like every store is like a different type of genre, and so I really want to like this series. So hopefully number 2 goes better for me. Then next up I have the 2 middle grade series that I want to read from the first book through the last book. I think one of these series might be finished, and the other one, I'm not sure if it's finished yet, but at least get caught up on it. And so the first series I have is the Theodore Boone series, and so I read Kid Lawyer and The Abduction, and so I have read 2 books from this series. There's 7 in the series, so I will be finishing this one off. And I really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to get to the next ones. And that will be probably sometime this year, because I want to finish this series. I just don't know when. Oh. And then the next kid series that I want to either catch up on or finish, because this is the one that I'm not sure if it's finished or not. And so this is the Mr. Limoncello's series, like Mr. Limoncello's library series. And so we have Escape from Mr. Limoncello's library and Mr. Limoncello's Library Olympics. I absolutely adored these 2 books. They were so much fun. Can't wait to get to the rest in the series. And actually, the way I'm feeling and like kind of the funk that I'm in with my reading, I could probably listen to the next one in this series before the month is over. They're really quick, and I really want to listen to it. So I may be getting to it, and then I would have 3 from this series. But so far, I've got 2. It's not bad. Okay, so one is, I put down here on the bottom because I haven't technically finished the book, and I'm not sure if it would get finished in this month. It might go into the next month. I started it because my library hold came in on overdrive, and I thought, I'll go ahead and give it a try. But then I kind of got in my funk, and so I've still got like 6 hours to listen to it on audiobook. But it will be getting finished, if not this month, early in the next month, because I am already almost 50% into it, and so I do want to continue on with it, and I'm enjoying it. So it's just me, not the book right now. And that would be the Delaware series by Jonathan Kellerman. I'm reading When the Bow Breaks, and the next one up for that one would be Blood Test. And so, yeah, I like this one. It's about a psychologist. He's kind of a retired psychologist, and it's been kind of interesting so far. It's got a little bit of a different, I think it's a little different than I thought it was going to be, which might be why I'm kind of into it. So another one of my goals is to read books off of my own shelves. And I have done really well with that so far. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I did have my own little readathon in February where I did the retro romance readathon, and I had to read books that were on my shelf because that was the whole point for me, was to read my retro books that I had. So that helped. And some of my, mystery books and things being books that I have from my own shelf helped too. And I have read, at least from what I can think of, I've read 15 books off of my shelves. So that's really good. I really didn't think I would even get probably 5 or 6 books off my shelf. So 15, that's really, really good. I'm proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. So another one of my goals is to read at least 5 classics. And because I've had a lot of other things going on, I haven't really concentrated too much on this. But I did read a hefty one in January. I read The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. And that one I read all in the month of January, and that was pretty tough. But I enjoyed it, but not quite as much as I was hoping I would. I have the actual book, but I have packed it up in a box because I've been packing up a bunch of my books so that I can see my floor, and in hopes of getting a bookshelf built later on. So I just kind of packed them up. But I'm also going to count the fact that I did listen to in February Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder before Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books Little House Readathon, I think that she puts on. I think that's what it's called. I've done already forgot. I think that's what it's called. So that was the first book in the Little House on the Prairie books or whatever. And I mean, that's a kid's classic, so I'm going to count it. I will be starting a classic in April, so I do know I will at least have one more started, so that's not too bad. I mean, my goal is to get 5, and I've still got plenty of the year left, so I think I can do it. So in the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord, we have Cozy Rowe. She has got us going with an alphabet challenge, and so she was really nice to actually do a non-cozy one too, so I have both of them going. But you have the A to Z Cozy Mysteries, and not doing quite as well on that one as I am on my non-cozy. But I have got 9 letters so far. I've got letter C, which was Class Reunions as Murder, D, which is Dyed in the Wool, F, which is Fireworks in Paradise, H, which was Homicide in Hardcover, L, which is Lion Eyes, M, which was Murder in Chelsea, N, which was Night Moves, S, I have Snobbery with Violence, and T, which was To Helvetica and Back. Now, one of those, the S or the T, I may move to the V if I can't find one that starts with a V, but right now we're putting it there because she says that we can use the heart with the hard letters. It can be in the word. So keep that in mind, but I may move that one of those, but I'm holding out for a cozy with the V in the beginning. But yeah, it's really hard because if you ever notice, a lot of cozies start with a D or an M. It's death of this or died of this or murder, murder. And so I've read a lot more cozies than the 9 that are on here, but they were either started with a D or an M, so I can't count them. So it's like, oh. So this is very hard. Now on the non-cozies, so that's anything that's not a cozy, I have 14 letters from so far. So see, I've done really good. But I am still running into a lot of problems with a lot of the books that I read start with the same dadgum letter. But I've gotten A, An Impossible Imposter. B. Blindsided. C. Cameron Battle and the Hidden Kingdom. E. Exile. H. How to Train Your Dragon. K. Keeper of the Lost City. M. Mary Poppins. And N was The Night Shift. And let's see. P. The Postman Always Rings Twice. And Raven's Vow, which I should have dug it up. It's over here somewhere, and I didn't get it out. S is Strangeville School is Totally Normal. And T is To Love a Dark Lord, which I have somewhere as well, but I didn't dig it out. And then I have Whose Body and Years. And those are the other ones that I have. And so, yeah. I'm doing pretty good on the non-cozies. I gotta step it up on the cozies. What I'm doing is just reading whatever I want, and then if I can put them in there, I can. And then later in the year, if I feel like I'm not going to get, then I may hunt for books. But right now, I'm just kind of letting it go as it goes. And we'll see how it goes at the end. But, yeah. I think that is all of, like, my goals and challenges that I have. I think. I didn't actually check my goals list to see, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I should do that, but yeah, I didn't make very many goals or anything like that because I didn't want to, like, overwhelm myself. So yeah, what do you think? I think I'm doing pretty good so far, and I think it's interesting to look and see what I have done and what series I have worked on and the ones I haven't. So now I can go back and try to work on some of the ones that I haven't and get working on that. And so then at the halfway mark, hopefully I will have a lot more of these finished than I have now. That is my goal. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I hope you found this somewhat interesting, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.